Breaking news coming in, dated December 27, 2025. The headline reads, Ukrainian Defense Forces get Finnish ZEUS FPV by Summa Defence for the first time. And this is a really provocative one. We are talking about something much bigger than just a new drone. This is really the next step in industrial-scale drone warfare, and it's built to defeat the single biggest challenge on the battlefield today, electronic jamming. Subscribe to Defense Reports, your go-to source for timely, in-depth military and defense reports. I'm Alex. Join me with Aria in the latest Deep Dive by Defense Report for a sharp, no-nonsense breakdown of the latest in global defense news, military technology, and strategic developments. And today we're going deep into this landmark delivery of highly specialized Finnish FPV drones right to the front lines.
This is such a critical story to unpack. This first batch of ZEUS drones from Summa Defence, it really feels like a pivot point. What we're seeing is high-precision Nordic manufacturing merging directly with the relentless tactical demands of the Ukrainian front. So our mission today is to analyze the tech, of course, but also the bigger picture, the strategic meaning of this new, secure, Northern European supply line.
And the strategic implications really are huge, especially when you think about the sheer scale of what's needed. I mean, we're in a year where Ukraine is aiming for a record goal of 3 million FPV drones. Just in 2025.
3 million. It's an astronomical.
Exactly. And to hit that, you absolutely need robust, reliable international partners.
And the ZEUS system isn't just another number to add to that tally. The real story here, the cliffhanger, is its core design. It's all about revolutionary anti-electronic warfare tech. We're talking about two really game-changing features. First, something called fiber-optic control, which is basically unjammable.
Unjammable.
And second, a really subtle but critical design choice. Its specialized fiberglass frame. It's built to work where other drones can't.
Okay, that alone grabs my attention. If your enemy is dedicating massive resources to jamming every radio signal in sight, an unjammable drone is the holy grail. But before we get into the tech, let's unpack this Finnish-Ukrainian partnership. The announcement was just before Christmas, December 23rd.
It was. And it's a huge landmark for defense cooperation in Northern Europe.
It feels like it.
This is a really mature, formalized cooperation. It's not just an aid shipment. These drones were made and tested in Finland by Summa Drones. But, and this is the key part, it was all done in close collaboration with Ukrainian partners. We're talking about companies like Court, Elf Systems, Sky Assist.
So it's not Finland just making something for Ukraine.
Exactly. It's a joint venture model. Yeah. It's designed for a sustained, integrated, and most importantly, secure supply chain.
Okay, so that raises a question. Why base the manufacturing in Finland? Ukrainian drone makers are incredibly fast and innovative. Why not build them there?
It comes down to one thing, really: security and supply chain resilience. The goal was to establish a secure industrial base inside a NATO country. This just massively enhances the reliability of the supply. It reduces the risks you'd have operating facilities so close to the conflict zone.
And it also positions Finland as a key player.
A huge player. As a new NATO member, this lets them serve the wider European and NATO market with technology that has been, truly battle-tested.
And there's that dual-use angle, right? A system designed for the front line could easily be adapted for things like border surveillance or protecting critical infrastructure.
Jussi Holopainen from Summa Defence said exactly that. The goal is to create a product concept that works for the entire European defense and security sector.
It really connects to this massive policy shift we've seen from Finland since they joined NATO.
Oh, absolutely. They moved so fast from a kind of traditional neutrality to this posture of active industrial support. This isn't just donating old stock.
You're talking about that huge fund they set up in the spring of 2025, right?
Precisely. The Finnish Ministry of Defense launched this special program, dedicating $660 million.
Wow.
And it was all earmarked to buy new weapons and ammo directly from Finland's own defense industry, specifically for Ukraine's most urgent needs.
So the ZEUS system is a direct result of that policy.
It's the perfect example. It shifts support from old state stockpiles to active, modern industrial production lines.
That economic pivot is fascinating. But let's get to the nuts and bolts. Let's talk about the technology that makes the supply line so valuable. When you look at the hardware, what did the designers at Summa TSIR know they had to build to beat the current EW reality?
Well, what's so interesting is how they approached the EW problem from the ground up. They designed a whole family of systems. You've got the tiny 2.5-inch microdrone for recon, but the real heavy hitters are the 11-inch and 13-inch tactical models.
The workhorses.
Right. They're built for tactical strikes, for carrying heavy payloads.
And these are officially recognized systems, too. The sources say the 10-inch version was codified by the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense and even got NATO nomenclature numbers.
Yeah, that's a huge step. It shows this tech is fully institutionalized now. But the really brilliant part, the thing that makes it so different, is the material they use for the frame.
Oh.
It's made from a fiberglass laminated material.
Uh,
They deliberately avoided what everyone else uses for FPV drones. Carbon fiber.
why? I mean, carbon fiber is known for being super strong and light. Why switch?
It is, but carbon fiber has one big drawback in this context. It's electrically conductive.
Ah.
So in a sensitive electronic environment, the frame itself can act like a shield or an antenna, interfering with the drone's own signals.
So using fiberglass ensures total radio transparency.
Exactly. It's like putting your radio in a plastic box instead of a metal one.
Yeah.
You guarantee the antennas have the best possible chance to pick up a clean signal, which is vital when that signal is already being attacked.
Okay, so that helps with signal clarity. But what about when the enemy is just blasting the entire area with jamming noise? How does the U.S. get through that?
This is where the truly revolutionary part comes in. The fiber-optic control system.
A physical connection.
A physical connection. Instead of a radio link, the drone is tethered to the operator by a thin, high-strength fiber-optic cable that just unspools as it flies.
That sounds complex. What's the trade-off?
You trade a bit of speed and agility for absolute immunity. The data link is a literal strand of glass. You can't jam it, you can't spoof it, you can't even find it with direction-finding gear. It is, for all intents and purposes, unjammable.
And what kind of performance are we talking about with that tether?
They're getting ranges of 15 to 20 kilometers, maybe even more, and that's while carrying a 3-kilogram payload.
So it's a surgical tool.
It's a guaranteed kill. The operator knows that once it's launched, no amount of EW is going to stop it from reaching its target.
And for the regular radio-controlled versions, the ones without the fiber?
They use multiple layers of protection. Engine tuning, for one, but also something they call floating frequencies.
What's that?
It's a smart system. It detects jamming on one band, say 2.4 gigahertz, and just instantly hops the control link to a cleaner one, like 5.8 gigahertz. It's constantly hunting for a clear path.
Constantly adapting. And I saw a mention of a collaboration with the Ukrainian AI firm Griselda.
Yes, that's another layer. That's about AI-assisted terminal phase autonomy.
So what does that mean in practice?
Think about it this way. Even if the radio link finally gets severed 500 meters from the target, the onboard AI uses computer vision to keep the lock. The drone flies itself into the target based on what it sees.
It finishes the mission on its own.
It's the ultimate countermeasure. You make the final critical phase of the attack independent of any external signal.
So let's zoom out again, back to that massive industrial scale. 3 million drones. The defense minister confirmed in December 2025 that Ukraine is on track to get that many this year.
It's a logistics revolution. Just a staggering number. And the breakdown is fascinating. 2.4 million from direct contracts, 400,000 from volunteers and allies.
And 200,000 through that new digital platform, DOT chain.
Right, DOT chain. We focus a lot on the weapons, but the logistics behind them are just as revolutionary.
How does that platform get a specialized system like the ZEUS to the front so fast?
It's an ecosystem designed to just demolish military bureaucracy.
Yeah.
It's a central marketplace where the 180 or so combat brigades can go and pick the exact drone they need for their mission right now.
So the unit commander on the ground just goes shopping?
Essentially, yes. And because it's all digital contracting, payments, logistics, the average delivery time has been cut to just 7 days.
7 days.
So that advanced finished technology doesn't sit in a warehouse. It goes straight to the unit that needs that specific anti-EW capability, and it's in their hands within a week.
This whole ecosystem, it really confirms this idea of the miniaturization of the reconnaissance strike complex. How would you explain that concept?
It just means that precision air power has been pushed all the way down to the squad level.
Right.
You know, it used to take a fighter jet or a big Reaper drone to find a target and then hit it precisely. A massive investment.
And a huge time lag.
Now a single FPV drone does both. It's the Scout and the missile, all in one cheap package, all connected by a network like DOT chain. And a drone like ZEUS, with its heavy payload, it lets a small team take out a high-value target, like an armored vehicle or an enemy command post. It democratizes precision strikes.
To really get a sense of how sophisticated this ecosystem is, it's worth comparing the ZEUS to something like Ukraine's homegrown Wild Hornet's S-Sting interceptor. They have totally different jobs.
Completely different. A perfect example of specialized roles. The S-Sting and the Werewolf are pure air defense interceptors. They're built for one thing: speed.
The S-Sting broke records, right? Over 325 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, its whole mission is to chase down and destroy aerial threats, like those Shahed drones. It's an air-to-air missile, essentially.
Whereas the ZEUS is the ground attack workhorse. Exactly. Its design is all about stability, payload capacity up to 5 kilos, and that guaranteed EW resilience from the fiber optics. When you're guiding a heavy warhead onto a moving tank, speed is second to having a rock-steady, unjammable link.
So it's not a monoculture. It's a whole high-tech zoo of specialized tools for specific threats.
And that really brings us to the final analysis here. The ZEUS delivery is more than just a military transaction. It's the validation of a whole strategic model. You're seeing Nordic high-precision manufacturing converge completely with Ukraine's hard-won battlefield requirements. It ensures a sustained, high-quality, EW-resistant supply chain is now feeding the front lines.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, this kind of partnership, rooted in Finland's NATO membership and that huge $660 million fund, it's helping to forge what you could call a permanent drone wall for European security. It's a signal that the future of defense isn't just about old legacy tanks and jets. It's about these mass-produced, resilient systems coming out of secure facilities like Summa's, which leaves an important question for you, the listener, to think about. If a guaranteed, stable signal is now the most critical asset on the battlefield, what other technologies, besides fiber optics, might be the next unjammable communication links in future conflicts?
You've been listening to Defense Report by Alex and Aria, where we analyze the latest in military strategy, global defense, and advanced weaponry. Subscribe to Defense Reports, your go-to source for timely, in-depth military and defense reports. We'll catch you next time.